The walrus is one of the Arctic's most unmistakable giants, a creature that looks almost mythical at first glance, with its massive tusks, whiskered face, and blubbery body. The walrus has fascinated explorers, scientists, and indigenous peoples for centuries. To understand the walrus is to understand the Arctic, itself, its rhythms, its fragility, and the delicate balance that sustains life at the top of the world. Walruses belong to a small and exclusive family, with only one living species remaining today. They are divided into two main subspecies, the Atlantic walrus and the Pacific walrus, each occupying different regions of the Arctic. Despite their size and strength, walruses are surprisingly specialized animals, evolved not for speed or agility, but for endurance, cooperation, and survival in icy waters. Their story is one of adaptation shaped over millions of years by ice, cold, and the sea. Physically, the walrus is built like a living fortress. Adult males can weigh over 1,500 kilograms, with thick layers of blubber that provide insulation against freezing temperatures and store vital energy. Their skin is tough and wrinkled, often scarred from battles or interactions with ice. One of the walrus's most remarkable features is its face. The stiff whiskers, known as vibries, are highly sensitive and play a crucial role in feeding. Each whisker can detect subtle changes in the seafloor, allowing the walrus to locate clams, snails, and other prey buried beneath the sediment. In the dark, murky waters of the Arctic seabed, vision matters far less than touch, and the walrus's whiskers are among the most refined sensory tools in the marine world. Walruses are primarily benthic feeders, meaning they forage along the ocean floor. Their diet consists mostly of clams, which they suck out of their shells with surprising efficiency. A single walrus can consume thousands of clams in one feeding session, leaving behind empty shells scattered across the seabed. Life in the Arctic demands cooperation, and walruses are highly social animals. They gather in large groups known as haulouts, resting together on ice floes or rocky shores. These gatherings can include hundreds or even thousands of individuals, packed tightly together for warmth and protection. In these moments, walruses communicate constantly through grunts, bell-like sounds, and deep underwater calls that can travel vast distances through the sea. Social structure plays a vital role in walrus life. Dominant males establish themselves through displays and vocalizations, rather than constant physical combat. During the breeding season, males use their voices to attract females, producing complex underwater songs that echo beneath the ice. These vocal displays are not only a sign of strength, but also of endurance, as maintaining such calls requires significant energy. Reproduction in walruses is slow and deliberate. Females give birth to a single calf after a long gestation period, and calves depend on their mothers for years. Walrus milk is rich and fatty, allowing calves to grow quickly in the cold environment. Mothers are fiercely protective, often forming tight-knit groups where calves are kept safe in the center, surrounded by adults. This communal care is essential in a landscape filled with predators and environmental hazards. Young walruses learn by observation and imitation. They watch adults forage, haul out, and interact socially, slowly developing the skills they will need to survive. Play is a common sight among calves, as they practice swimming, mock fighting, and social bonding. These early experiences help shape their roles within walrus society later in life. Despite their size, walruses are not without natural enemies. Polar bears pose a threat, particularly to young or weakened individuals. Orcas, or killer whales, are also capable of preying on walruses, especially in open water. To defend themselves, walruses rely on their numbers, forming dense groups that present a wall of tusks and bodies. In many cases, collective defense is enough to deter even the most formidable predators. For thousands of years, walruses have shared the Arctic with indigenous peoples who developed deep cultural and practical relationships with them. In many Arctic communities, walruses provided food, tools, and materials essential for survival. Tusks were carved into tools and art. Hides were used for rope and shelter, and meat sustained families through long winters. These relationships were governed by respect and sustainable practices passed down through generations. The arrival of commercial hunting in the modern era changed everything. Walruses were hunted extensively for their ivory, oil, and hides, leading to dramatic population declines in some regions. By the early 20th century, it became clear that unchecked exploitation could drive the species toward extinction. Conservation efforts, including hunting regulations and international agreements, helped stabilize many walrus populations, offering a rare example of recovery through coordinated action. Today, the greatest threat to walruses is not hunting, but climate change. The Arctic is warming faster than any other region on Earth, and sea ice, the foundation of walrus life, is disappearing. Walruses rely on ice as a resting platform close to their feeding grounds. As ice retreats farther offshore, walruses are forced to travel longer distances, expending more energy and increasing the risk of exhaustion and starvation. In response to shrinking ice, walruses have begun hauling out on land in unprecedented numbers. While this adaptation allows them to rest, it also introduces new dangers. Large land haulouts are prone to stampedes, where a sudden disturbance can cause panic, crushing calves and weaker individuals. These tragic events highlight how quickly environmental change can turn survival strategies into deadly risks. Scientists study walruses not only to understand the species itself, but also as indicators of Arctic health. Changes in walrus behavior, distribution, and population size reflect broader shifts in ocean ecosystems. As benthic feeders, walruses play a crucial role in shaping the seafloor environment, stirring sediment and influencing nutrient cycles that support other marine life. The walrus is more than just an Arctic icon. It is a symbol of resilience, community, and the intricate connections between animals, people, and the environment. Its survival depends on a balance that humanity now has the power to disrupt or protect. Every choice that affects the climate, the oceans, and the Arctic reverberates through the life of this remarkable animal. As we look to the future, the fate of the walrus remains uncertain. Conservation efforts continue, scientific understanding deepens, and awareness grows, but the challenges are immense. Protecting the walrus means protecting the Arctic itself, a region that influences global climate and ocean systems far beyond its icy boundaries. In the quiet moments, when a group of walruses rests together on a drifting ice floe, their deep breaths rising like steam into the cold air, they embody a world that has endured for millennia. Whether that world will continue to exist in its familiar form is a question that extends beyond the walrus alone. It is a question about humanity's relationship with nature and the responsibility that comes with understanding it.